You're listening to this week's podcast from The Next Round with Robert and Maria.
But
well, you know, I'm going to have to interrupt you now. We have Mr. Nick the Terror Asberry, heavyweight boxer, boxed at the Horseshoe Casino last month, and then he's going to be doing another, he's going to have another bout November 29th. So welcome, Mr. the Terror Asberry. Nick here. Hello, how's it going?
Hello, how you guys doing?
Hey, thanks so much for taking the time and joining us here this week here on the Next Round. You got so many things going on though, but why don't you tell us, those who don't know you, a little bit about you, how long you've been boxing?
Yeah. Okay, my name is Nicholas Asberry. I'm a heavyweight boxer. I've been boxing for 4 years now. As an amateur, I did fairly well. I got my rank up there high, and we lost 8 times out of 51 bouts. And as a pro right now, I'm 6-0. And I've been boxing for 4 years, and that's pretty much how the story goes.
Yes. Now, I was there and saw your last bout. I mean, you did a fantastic job, incredible. And I'm anticipating your next bout, and that's going to be November 29th at the Horseshoe Casino. Do you know who your opponent is at this time? Do you know who you're fighting?
My next opponent is this fighter named Sean Chase.
Mm-hmm.
He has 1 loss on his record. He's a solid guy. He's really quick, fast hands. He's really witty in the ring, and should come out to be a good fight, man. Entertaining for the crowd.
Nicholas, what do you think is going to be the keys to you winning this fight?
Mm-hmm.
And have you begun training yet?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, actually after the Chavez fight, we didn't stop training. I just took that day off. 2 days off after that, and then began training again. Just push fast pace conditioning. With my conditioning, I got to be able to push a fast pace on them and be able to do what I want to do in the ring. And just use my speed, my quickness, and my power to come out with the W at the end.
Indeed. Now, I know you had mentioned that you're training right now. You're training kind of like the SEALs train, the Navy SEALs. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I do the style of training is it's like to the Army, because my training coach, his name is Larry Lentz. He's he trains the Navy SEALs.
Okay.
For conditioning and some purposes. And
oh wow.
Yeah, I've been doing 4-mile swims around lakes and stuff like that. I've been doing a lot of training has been in the water, but a lot of stuff that's been outside. I've been chopping wood, chopping trees, running with heavy stuff.
Oh wow.
Doing mostly mental, mind fight, being able to overcome myself, being able to overcome my doubts, if any doubts in my mind, and putting me in superior condition. I run 4 times a week. I run 3 miles 4 times a week, and I do sprints out of one of those 4 times that I run.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really in good shape right now, and I've been able to keep the weight on too. And I have a nutritionist and a diet plan, so we're trying to do it good here.
Yeah, that's got to be something that has to be a little bit challenging with how you're training and to keep the weight, to stay at that weight level.
Yeah.
How would you say, has that been more challenging now than your previous years?
Yeah, I would. Actually, I would, because because being heavy, being a heavyweight, you have to have a few weight on you, a few more extra pounds on you than usual, because most of the guys that are heavyweight are flabby. And you have to be able to wrestle with those guys and keep up with those guys.
Right.
So I've just been working at being able to keep my size and keep lean muscle on me, but without restricting me, so my muscles don't contract too much, so to the point where I can't move properly.
Okay.
So I've been doing hot yoga too for that. So.
Oh, yoga too.
Yeah, hot yoga.
Oh, it's hot. Oh, my bad. Hot yoga is not. So it's not just. What's the difference between regular yoga and hot yoga?
Yeah, hot yoga, regular yoga is funner. Hot yoga, you have to be inside of a hot room, 95-degree room, doing yoga positions.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it harder for you to breathe, so you have no other choice but to breathe the right way, and keeps your muscles loose, and it keeps you nice and relaxed. It's really fun.
Oh, I gotta try that. I like the sound of that hot yoga.
You kind of get some training with that now with this hot studio. I'm just saying.
Just a little bit. It gets a little hot in here,
Nick, I see you're from Waukegan. I guess who was some of your inspiration, or what got you involved in wanting to be a boxer?
Well, one day I was I think it was Floyd Mayweather was fighting Ricky Hatton, and they had a 24/7, and I was just chilling on my mom's apartment in Gray's Lake or whatever, and then that came on, and I guess that lifestyle kind of sold me because I was getting in trouble for fighting like in school all the time, and I was actually suspended at the time when I was watching it, and I was like, oh, so I can get paid to do this stuff and like have fun and fly airplanes and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
And stay in nice hotels and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I saw Mike Tyson's like greatest knockouts, and that really inspired me. But I'm not Mike Tyson, but that inspired me a lot.
Well, I mean, you could be, talking about, Mike Tyson and heavyweights, though. I mean, what are your thoughts on the Klitschko brothers?
Oh, they're really smart fighters. They're like banking out right now. They fight from the outside and like to use their straight punches and long range to wear their opponents down and use their body weight to lay on them and wear them down. And then, but overall, though, I think they're really great fighters. Like, they're really smart. Mm-hmm. They're really smart inside and outside the ring. They both have like a doctor's degree in like sports science or something. You can't be a slouch with that type of degree.
Hey, speaking of like the Klitschko brothers, is there any other type of fighters that you like to pay attention and watch to while you're in training, or is there like a certain style of like someone that you like to emulate when you're in the ring?
Mm-hmm.
I just take bits and pieces. Like I'm still learning right now. I like to watch like the old George Foreman clips. I like to watch Larry Holmes.
Okay.
I like to watch Wilfredo Gomez. I like to watch Ricardo Lopez. Yeah, Ricardo Lopez, the flyweight. I like to watch like the black and white fights, like a lot of old school, like Jersey Joe Walcott and stuff like that.
Very interesting.
And, Charles Burley.
That's interesting with because you're a young man. I mean, how old are you?
23.
23? A lot of the younger generation, they want to just see who's fighting now or maybe even 5 years ago, but going back that far. So that's very interesting that you actually want to, actually see those older fights and just, kind of see the difference from then and now.
Yeah. It's very interesting how boxing has come a long, long ways. Like, from before, like, they had more rounds. Right now they got less rounds, so they fought a kind of different way, but just the art aspect of it and the style and like different little tricks that you can learn.
Right.
You can always learn in this sport, so that's why it's a beautiful sport, because you can always learn something in it.
Yeah, I was reading an article recently, and they were talking about, the past fighters and how some of them back in the day, I think it was in the 30s and 40s, how they used to go at it at that point until one of them just gave up or was knocked out. So that they could literally go for like 20, 30 rounds. They were in tip-top shape. I was like, oh, my goodness. That is, to be in the ring and to stay there until one of you is just, that's it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's like fighting to the death. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know if I'm down for that. I still want to live after,
I want to have a life. I want to have a future, right?
Yeah, I want to do some stuff, invest in some things. Yeah.
Now, why don't we talk a little bit, if you can tell us a little bit about what you're doing right now. You're doing some promotions, and you're going to the Great Lakes Naval Base. You were doing some interviews, right? Tell us about that.
Yeah. Basically in my area, the Lake County area, like a lot of people, because I'm the only one boxing out in this area, so a lot of people like look up to that and stuff like that, see me as like an inspiration. So like, I've been blessed to be doing a lot of like publicity and stuff like here and there.
Right.
Radio, different interviews here and there. Going to the naval base, they asked me to go there, and I was so down for it because my coach is still enlisted. My training coach is still enlisted in the Navy.
Oh, really?
And my manager Ernie Brown, he was retired Navy, so they wanted us to go down there and do something special for like the up and coming like students in there. So
the newbies. Okay.
Yeah, all the new seamen or whatever they call them. I don't know.
That's so cool. Now, doing these different promotions and meeting different people, and you talked about, how you are an inspiration to others and to the young people. Have you met someone where they told you that you're an inspiration to them, and how that affected you? Was there something like a touching moment that you've had with a connection with the person?
Yeah. I don't want to make anybody mad. I didn't forget about nobody, but like there's a time, like most recent time this happened was this kid had a picture, like I signed a picture for him or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
and his dad, he was, they live in Virginia, but they were out here in Chicago visiting or whatever.
Okay.
And, like, it was like, oh, like, they're like, Nicholas Asberry, like, so they, like, stood there, like, by the booth and Googled me and stuff like that. Like, oh, that's cool, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the son came up to me, he, like, was in awe and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm just me, you know what I'm saying? And then, like,
Right.
he, when they went back to the airport, he left his picture on the bag. Like, his dad said he didn't put his picture down, but he put it down to have something about a bag check or something like that.
Okay.
And then his picture was gone after that. And then he said that his son was so distraught about it, he's so hurt about it. And then he asked me what I could do, and I told him I'll send him like 2 pictures or whatever, like specially made out to him. And I was like, it's not that much. He said his son really showed me off, like he got to meet me to his friends, like rubbing in their face and stuff.
Oh, that is so cool. So you are, look what you're doing. I mean, you're an inspiration to others, and look what you're doing. I mean, you're doing positive things, you know, and they see that. So, I mean, people are recognizing that. So you're touching them, and you're making a good impact on them, and showing them, you know, your proof that, you know, you can do what you want to do, and you can achieve your dreams if you just keep at it. Right?
Thank you. Like, yeah, I'm kind of shy though. Like, when all this stuff, like, I'm kind of, because I like fighting, so like it's like natural.
Mm-hmm.
So people be like, oh man, you're really good or whatever. Like, I'm really shy. Like, it feels like, you know, something that was like supposed to happen. So, like, it's kind of shy to me, but I think I'm cracking out of my shell now. So.
Nick, you being a boxer, I can't see you being shy. I can't see it.
Like, I've been fighting my whole life, like getting in trouble and stuff like that. And you know, when people recognize you, just like basically you living your everyday life without you trying to have like so much attention towards it, and the people recognizing that, like, let's say you like clean windows for a living, and then, oh, he cleans the windows like the greatest window cleaner known to man. Like, you know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of people like at you for being good at something that you do normally. It's kind of shocking, but it's also humbling too, to know that you could change somebody's life like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, most people don't, you know, use that to empower other people, but you know, I just want to make everybody better. So I'm not hating on anybody. I hope we all make it.
Oh, that's cool, you know, and because there's a lot of people that want to do good for themselves, but sometimes don't wish the best for others. And I think that you have to wish the best for your fellow man and think, hey, man, I hope you make it. I want to make it too. I hope we all make it, and just, you know, embrace that.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I give you props for that. I mean, you know, for thinking like that, and you seem very humble. But, you know, this dude, this guy is big. I mean, you're like, what, 6'3", 6'4"?
6'6", actually.
Oh gosh.
6'6",
yes.
wow.
He is, I mean, this guy, if you see him, you'll be like, hey, don't mess with him. You know, because I interview. Yeah, there you go. I'm sure you get asked that a lot, right?
Yeah, you're a basketball player. Let me sign my shoe or something like that.
Oh my goodness. Now, is there anything else? Do you have any other tips or anything that you would want to give to other inspiring boxers, or just young people in general who are maybe just at a point in their life where they're just thinking, you know, should I go left? Should I go right? You know?
Yeah. I mean, well, I wanted to be a boxer like early, so I just chose that and rode with it. But I mean, whatever in life that puts a smile on your face, I suggest you keep on doing it, and working hard on keeping your smile on your face, because somebody's going to recognize it, and if you work hard towards something that's going to make you happy, then you never work a day in your life. So I just say keep on working towards something that makes you happy, something that also can financially stabilize you, you know. Because that's the grown-up part about it. You got to bite down sometimes and do stuff you don't want to do, but you got to do it anyways to be where you want to be.
Right.
So I just suggest that people keep on working hard, because I'm not even there yet, so I can't even be like, oh yeah, you know, I don't got a plane or nothing, or like a Bugatti or something.
Oh, but you're well on your way. You know, you're humbled. You got, you know, you're level-headed, and you're training. You're focused. So you're one to watch for, and you're well on your way. So I wish you the best.
Well, thank you.
And best of luck in your upcoming fight, November 29th, correct?
Yeah, at the Horseshoe. Yep.
Yeah, so if you can make it out there, November 29th at the Horseshoe Casino in Hammond, Indiana, he's going to be boxing there, Nick the Terror Asberry. So you want to definitely check him out. He's one to watch, keep watching and looking out for this big guy, but he's a little shy guy from what he's saying, huh? He's breaking out of that shell, though. But Nick, thanks so much. Thanks so much for being on the show. We look forward to seeing you on the 29th there. I'll be there watching and hope we get that interview there post-fight. So thanks again so much, though, right?
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man. Take care.
All right, you too.
All right. So sad to see this come to an end today. The knockout queen here in the next round on SportsTownChicago.com. That was Nick the Terror Asberry that we had here, and he gave us all the 411, what's going on with him, previous, what he's got to look forward to, what he's doing. A really humble, just a good person. Wouldn't you say, Charles?
A humble and shy boxer.
He's a good guy all around, though.
Yes, he is.
I had just chills listening to that, and how he sent those pictures, and how, kids are looking up to him, and he's just making a positive impact on others.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a cool thing,
That it is.
I'm all for that. All right, so tune in next week, the next round here, the knockout queen here, and hopefully Robert will be back here, the champ. But, hey, Charles, you're always welcome to come here, dude.
Hey, thanks for having me this week, though.
Yes, man. Thanks so much. All right. Much love and peace to y'all.
See you guys next week.
Till next week. Hasta la semana que viene.
Mañana.
Mañana? Semana que viene.
Mañana.
It's coming. It's coming to Sportstown, Chicago. It's coming to Wednesdays from